there, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on 24 Plus News Live. I'm Yvonne Cooper. Were you not ready, Ruben Diaz?
Well, I stay ready. You don't have to get ready when you stay ready, and I stay ready all the time. I'm Ruben Diaz. Thank you so much for joining us on this local edition of your 24 Plus stream. Going to get you more local coverage. Got a whole other hour of news for you. Let's get you started though with the first 5 things we want you to know about as you're getting up this morning. Up at number 1 is Memphis fire crews had worked to learn what caused the fire at the Old Daisy Theater on Beale Street. We have learned that this has been ruled as an accidental fire. The fire started at 1:30 this morning when the call came in. Arleah Williams has been live at the scene. We will join her in just a few minutes with another update.
2, expect another hot and humid hump day. Here's a look at your temperatures across the Memphis area this morning. It is already 75 degrees in the city of Memphis, 77 degrees in Truman, and 72 degrees in Oxford. But get this, there is another chance for rain, even storms, this evening and overnight. Meteorologist Kit Thomas will have a look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming in at number 3, another delay for 2 of the former Memphis police officers convicted in the death of Tyree Nichols. They were originally due in state court, but Emmett Martin III and Desmond Mills Jr., they both took plea deals in both state and federal cases. But right now, their state sentencing is currently on hold. What we're hearing is that Desmond Mills Jr. We'll be hearing from Desmond Mills Jr.'s attorney about what he has to say about the delay. It's coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming in at number 4, the Southern Environmental Law Center sent a 60-day notice to Elon Musk demanding that XAI stop operating its gas turbines. The letter is the first step in a potential lawsuit aimed at the company. State Representative Justin Pearson, along with several members of the NAACP, held a press conference to announce this move. You'll hear more from them in just a few moments.
And finally, coming in at number 5, Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris will sign an executive order today to end solitary confinement at the jail. The new rule limits time alone to 15 days, and it gives inmates more time outside of their cells. We'll have more on what this means for mental health and safety. That's coming up in minutes.
Temperatures today are warming up pretty quickly into the upper 80s, probably around 90 degrees. This model just barely getting us into that. Then overnight, notice that big cool down? That's a wave of some rain that we're going to be expecting overnight. That'll cool us down a little bit for our high on Thursday, only getting up into the upper 80s, not quite hitting 90 once again. We will hit 90 by the weekend. It's going to be mid-90s on the way. Spoiler for your 7-day. Looking through the forecast, though, through the day to day, not a whole lot of rain is expected. But then as we get into the overnight, past 10 o'clock, we've got a chance for some thunderstorms to roll through the area. Notice around a 1 a.m. time frame here across our northern communities here into Arkansas and West Tennessee. We've got some pretty widespread thunderstorms there. And then that pushes south as we get into the around 4 a.m. time frame. It's already almost through the Memphis region, continuing into northern Mississippi, lingering by around 7, 8, 9 a.m., clearing out through the middle afternoon. Then we might see a few stray showers after that, but we'll be mostly quiet afterwards. Looking at today, though, around 90 degrees, a few clouds. It is going to be breezy as well as winds coming out of the southwest, around 19 to 25 miles per hour. Then we're seeing temperatures dropping down to around 71 overnight. Rain chances over the next several days, though, really dropping down. About 100% chance Wednesday night. Thursday through the day, though, about a 20% chance, and that continues through the weekend as we dry things out.
So breaking overnight, a historic fixture in the Memphis community caught on fire. It all happened really early in the morning hours.
Yeah, about 1:30 is when crews were finally called to that scene downtown at the Old Daisy Theater on Beale Street. ABC24's Leah Williams is there live now with what caused the fire. Leah, you just got that update from officials, an hour ago?
Yeah, it was not too long ago. A spokesperson for the Memphis Fire Department told us it was actually an accident and that an electrical fire started near the stage. Now, the owner told us that's towards the front of the building, and she says it was contained in that area. So neither one of the businesses on either side of the theater were damaged in that fire, but there is a lot of damage in the front. She says the original stage and some of the props, which are actually sitting on the sidewalk in front of the theater, were all damaged in that fire. Now, the building's owner also told me that she was devastated when this call came in. The historic building opened in 1913 and was one of the first theaters for African Americans in Memphis. Now, she says she and her husband had actually been working to restore the historic theater.
All within a matter of minutes, it's gone. And so I am numb right now in seeing the inside. But it's amazing to see the outside and see her standing from the outside. So she's coming back. I got to have faith that she's coming back.
Now, no one was inside of the building, so no injuries have been reported, and they're still working to figure out the exact dollar amount of damage that was done in this overnight fire. Live in downtown Memphis, I'm Leah Williams.
Thank you so much, Leah, for that update. Another delay now for two of the former Memphis officers convicted in the death of Tyree Nichols. They were originally due in state court. Emmett Martin III and Desmond Mills Jr. both took plea deals in state and federal cases, but now their state sentencing is on hold because the judge in the federal case stepped down. So that essentially pushed everything back and delayed the timing. Now here's what Desmond Mills Jr.'s attorney had to say about that delay.
So until we meet with Judge Littman and have a better idea of scheduling, we have to delay the state case. I mean, I'm sure everyone's a little frustrated. I'm sure the Nichols family is frustrated. You know, my client wants to get this behind him and just, you know, deal with what he's got to deal with. So from that standpoint, it's frustrating. But at the same time, you know, this is the justice system sometimes moves a little slowly, and we want to do things right, not fast.
Now, the new federal judge is expected to meet with attorneys on Friday to set a new timeline. State court pushed things back to July 31st, hoping to have a more clear picture by then.
Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris will sign an executive order today to end solitary confinement at the local jail. The new rule limits time alone to 15 days and gives inmates more time outside their cells. This change follows international human rights standards and aims to improve mental health and safety for both inmates and staff. Mayor Harris said in a statement, ending solitary confinement is not just about reforming prisons, but also about recognizing that a majority of inmates will re-enter society and giving them genuine opportunities to be successful. Right now, the woman accused of trying to auction off Graceland will learn her fate today in federal court. Lisa Finley is set to be sentenced after pleading guilty to mail fraud. Investigators believe that Finley forged documents and signatures to file a fake deed with Shelby County. Prosecutors recommend 57 months in prison.
We are continuing our coverage now on Elon Musk's XAI facility and the fact that now it is being put on notice. So the Southern Environmental Law Center, backed by the NAACP, is demanding that XAI shut down its gas turbines or face a federal lawsuit.
Another layer of the back and forth between several groups. Advocates say that it's all about protecting air quality in Southwest Memphis. ABC24's Desmond Nugent shares how a man who lives near the site feels about this potential lawsuit.
Smog and air pollution has been a well-known public concern for the people in Southwest Memphis. Battle Booker is a longtime Boxtown resident who says companies such as XAI do not care about the toxins filling the air.
It's totally callous for anyone to see that and not have a heart knowing that we're going to die, but we don't know when. We're trying to stop it.
Booker says now residents have newfound hope. The Southern Environmental Law Center issued a 60-day notice to Elon Musk about XAI to stop operating gas turbines. He says with so much at stake, this letter allows the community to continue their stance for better air quality.
We're going to fight, and we're going to keep on fighting because we're just not fighting. We're fighting for our lives.
Patrick Anderson with the SCLC says through these images, they discovered at least 35 gas turbines are being used without a permit. He says a 60-day notice is required by the Clean Air Act before legal action can move forward. Anderson says all they're asking for is transparency about the project.
I wish it were shocking, but at this point, the lack of transparency has become almost what we expect, and it's really shameful. We would really hope that both the company and the regulators and elected officials will become more transparent and let the community know what they're about to face.
State Representative Justin Pearson calls this notice the most significant moment in Memphis history in their fight for clean air. He says now it's time for the people in power to do the right thing.
We need our elected officials over these next 60 days to do their jobs, to actually stop these turbines from operating, ensure that they get the necessary permits. It should not have taken all of this, but we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around.
That was Desmond Nugent reporting. Now on to some major sports news for the morning. Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant responded to some comments made by sports commentator Stephen A. Smith. See, Smith commented about NBA athletes' safety concerns when it comes to playing in the Bluff City. On Smith's show First Take, he discussed Desmond Bane's move to the Orlando Magic. Now, he started exploring reasons why some NBA players may not want to move to Memphis. Listen to what he had to say.
Listen, I know y'all got to go. You going to tell folks why nobody wants to be in Memphis, or you want me to do it?
Oh, no. For a player like me, I just don't think that the league, like, for guys like me, I love to be in Memphis. I embrace it, but you got to identify those guys, right? And it's not that simple, especially a younger guy to identify that wants to be in Memphis. I want to hear you say, why you think
the people in Memphis is a great sports town, great fans, great people. Yeah. But there's an element there where cats like Jimmy Butler and others don't feel it's the safest environment. I'm talking to the local authorities in Memphis. You got to clean some of that stuff up because it's dissuasive to NBA players. They have talked about it. I know they've told me. That's Marcus. Listen, I know y'all got to go.
There you go. That's exactly what he had to say. So John Morant responded to Smith on X, saying instead of focusing on performances in the NBA Finals, that he decided to make a negative comment about the city of Memphis and do it on a national platform. Stephen A. Smith's comment also caught the attention of Mayor Paul Young. Young posted to the city of Memphis Instagram to reassure Smith that crime has gone down significantly in 2024 and 2025. He also welcomed Smith to visit Memphis anytime and shouted out John Morant for standing up for the city of Memphis. Definitely an interesting back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, taking a live look right now in East Memphis. This is the Clark Tower from the bottom up. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this.
Well, temperatures over the next several days are going to start to really warm up. We do have a brief cold front that cools us back just a little bit from today, but then after that, we really are starting to feel more like summer. We do have some thunderstorms coming up Wednesday night tonight into early tomorrow morning, but then after that, the rain chances really go down and the temperatures start to go right back up. The thing is, the dew points are also going to start to be a little more elevated. A cold front is coming through, and so that knocks us back into the lower 70s. It really doesn't have a major impact on us, but it will be nominally noticeable. But by the weekend, it's going to be back into the mid 90s for our highs, as well as the mid 70s for those dew points. So that's going to put us around 100 to 105 for our heat index, and that carries on into next week as well, Tuesday up to 102 possibly. Now, as we look through the forecast, we do have the chance for some scattered thunderstorms tonight, some of which could be severe. So we're keeping a close eye on that, some of the strong wind factors with some of these thunderstorms. As we get to around 1 a.m., we've got some thunderstorms across our northern communities. It gets into the Memphis area around 2 to 3 a.m., starts to clear out around 4 to 5 a.m. So your morning commute isn't really going to be majorly impacted by this if you get out around the sunrise time frame here. 7 o'clock, the metro is clear and we're clearing out northern Mississippi and we should be done. Looking into the afternoon though, we might have a stray shower or two. It's just going to be some residual moisture getting wrung out and maybe turning into a little more aggressive thunderstorms into the evening around midnight on Friday. Still having some thunderstorms there Friday morning, but they should be clearing out and really should lose most of their severe characteristics. By Friday afternoon, we're just going to have a stray shower or two. It's not going to be anything widespread. So this is, again, it's tonight into the early hours of Thursday morning, not really the day of Thursday. We've got a level 2 to level 1 severe weather threat across this area as they start to really weaken as they go south. Overall, we're looking at just that one whole system bringing us anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches to some places maybe getting upwards of 3 to 4 inches of rain in those yellow shades. So it really depends where you are with how much rain you see. Clouds and a breezy day today, high around 90 degrees. We are going to see those temperatures start to warm back up though. We're going to see 93 there on Friday. That cold front knocks our temperatures back a little bit. 88, 93 though on Friday, 94 Saturday and Sunday getting up to 95. It's going to be toasty.
This is going to be easy.
All right, up first in what's trending, a husband was forced to eat his own words when he tagged along with his wife for her fitness class. Zach posted this video to TikTok saying that he wanted to prove to his wife, Liz, that Pilates is easy. So he joined her in class. Zach was full of confidence at first, but that quickly faded with each exercise. And by the end of class, he was limping out with a new outlook and a newfound respect for his wife's workouts. While the video is filmed like a comedy sketch, Zach says that his pain was very real. I bet it was, Zach.
I mean, yeah, just because you work out
yes,
doesn't mean that you can do everybody's workout. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that Pilates is going to test a whole lot of muscles that he looked like he might be skipping certain days of the week in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean, and Pilates is slow and controlled movement. Like, it is hard. Like, people, and especially girls, will go in thinking, oh, this is so cute. We'll do this. Da, da, da. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy.
So the word is basically just, you know, mind your business.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
And stay out of the Pilates room because it's harder than you think it is.
Yeah, and honestly, the women prefer the men to stay on out. Honestly.
Well, that's why I don't go.
Speaking up for the girlies.
All right, well, here you go. Here's one for you. The first ever Starbucks Global Barista Champion has been crowned. Nobuki Sumaya from Japan. How'd I do with that?
Great.
Sound like I know what I'm talking about. Narrowed down from 84,000 fellow Green Apron baristas took home the crown. Scoring focused on excellence in the craft, quality, and connection. While skill is important, Nobuki claims that luck carried him too. For instance, in the latte art round, he got whole milk and a heart design. He preferred craft on a coffee canvas. So what's next for him? Nobuki claims the next title is within his reach as Barista Champion of the Galaxy.
I'd love to taste that coffee. I bet it's pretty good.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, bundle of energy, don't drink coffee, never have been interested in it.
See, I wish I was more like you. I need at least 1 cup a day. Would you try his though?
No.
Yeah.
So peer pressure doesn't get me. I'm not going to suddenly
Yeah.
do something just because other people do it. I've never been that way. I'm never going to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on the fact that I don't drink coffee. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't matter how many cute designs you make in it, I'm still not going to drink it.
Well, hey, I understand. Your body, your choice. Just saying. Whatever you want to do, that's your choice.
That's an interesting way to use that phrase.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this one before I get into trouble. Some consumer news for you. This sounds like it's right up your alley, Yvonne. Listen to this. Oh. Some people, well, not in their 20s anymore, but some people are ditching technology-driven hobbies from ditching their technology-driven hobbies, I was talking so much mess, to turn them in for some old-fashioned fun. A Wall Street Journal report claims that young Americans are starting to knit, crochet, scrapbook, bake, craft, and even read. I think you should be reading all the time, but hey, that's just me. New data shows that scrapbooking and journaling doubled from 2023 and 2024, plus cross-stitch pattern sales rose 89% last month. That's some stuff you do with it compared to the same time last year. Survey also found among Gen Z, 86% consider themselves crafters while 30% claim they've taken an art class. Right up your alley.
It is. Knit one, purl two. I love it. It's fun. Calling all 21 Pilots fans because the group is actually ready to tour again just 6 months after wrapping up their successful world tour. The band announced with the new tour and the release of their new single called The Contract. The Clancy Tour, Breach 2025, launches September 18th in Cincinnati, Ohio. General ticket sales start on Friday.
I don't think I'll be going to that. All right, changes are coming to music's biggest night in 2026. I'm just saying, I don't listen to 21 Pilots. 2 new Grammy categories are coming next year. The new additions include Best Traditional Country Album. I think that's interesting that they labeled it Traditional Country Album, and Best Album Cover. There are also some rule changes, including one that will expand eligibility for new artists. Those for those nominations. The nominations take place in November. The 68th Annual Grammy Awards will be held on February 1st in Los Angeles. Still a little shocked Shabuzi didn't win any awards this year when so many people were listening to his music.
You know, a lot of artists at this point are avoiding the Grammys. You may see even more artists avoiding the Grammys after that announcement. Just putting it out there.
Yeah,
we'll look at that.
I haven't gone yet either, and I think I'm going to continue to boycott it.
Yeah. We'll wait on the invite, Ruben. We'll keep waiting. Let's take a live look outside. This is your view using our Midtown camera. We're going to take a quick break and talk about our Grammy invites or disses right after this. Check this out. An ordinary bank visit turned scary for 89-year-old Jimmy Mock. He's the owner of Quality Taste Pot, who suffered a stroke while depositing a check.
Yeah, but thanks to some quick-thinking Wells Fargo employees, Jimmy survived, and now they're being thanked with free chicken wings life. Take a look.
This extraordinary story starts off in the most ordinary way. The owner of this restaurant, Quality Taste Pot, walked over to his bank, Wells Fargo, to deposit a check.
I just cash a check.
On May 23rd, Jimmy Mock remembers standing at the bank counter when his body started to sway.
And suddenly, just knocked me out.
The 89-year-old was having a stroke. The bank teller and branch manager would later tell Jimmy's daughter, Teresa, what they saw.
He was talking to the bank teller, and then all of a sudden he kind of stopped talking, and then his face drooped.
Employees grabbed a chair and got Jimmy off his feet.
They called 911 right away, and it was honestly that speed to call is what helped save his life.
Surgeons at the hospital saved Jimmy by removing a blood clot from his brain. The Wells Fargo heroes were not made available for comment, but I did speak to a bank spokesperson who sent me a written statement which reads in part, "We're grateful our employees were able to assist Mr. Mock. We're happy to hear that this customer is recovering, and we look forward to seeing Mr. Mock at our branch." With Jimmy recovering in the hospital, one of his 11 grandkids came up with a unique idea of expressing their gratitude to the bank employees.
You should offer them free chicken wings for life.
Is that happening?
That's what's happening.
With the help of rehab, Jimmy is walking and talking again.
I just died right there, almost nothing.
He's also sharing a very personal story about what he believes was a split second he spent in heaven. Did you see a vision?
See my wife.
Jimmy says his wife, Helen, of 50 years, who died from ALS, The woman he opened this restaurant to honor told him it wasn't his time.
Just very, very fast. You're not dying.
Troy Shea, Jimmy's grandson, is grateful his grandmother told Jimmy to go back.
I'm very happy she did so because there's still a lot more to live and a lot more to see in this world, and I think that he's a good grandpa.
So pepper chicken wing.
As for the quick-thinking bank employees,
#1.
who will be feasting on chicken wings for life, what would you like to say to the heroes over at Wells Fargo?
Thank you.
I can tell you firsthand, the wings are heaven on earth.
Yeah, if you save my life, I don't know what I'm going to give you, but it's probably going to be more chicken wings.
Yeah, the best that we can, or the best that we have at the time. But man, what a beautiful, beautiful story. And Mr. Mock just has such a tender heart. So beautiful.
You are so sweet. You're
touched by that.
You're always emotionally touched by everybody.
Yeah,
here I am talking about the chicken
so
wings.
sweet.
You're talking about how sweet the man's heart is.
Well, both, two things can be true at once. The wings did look good.
Yeah.
They did look good. So I'm just saying, I'm not mad at you.
Hats off to the people at the bank who helped save that man's life. Just to let you know that at any moment in time, you could be the difference maker in somebody's life. Help that whole family and all them grandkids. And now they get free wings for life.
Yeah. It's a win-win for everyone. In health news this morning, cancer death rates keep falling, even after the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. With more, here's ABC's Christiane Cordero.
Cancer death rates in the U.S. have dropped by 1.5% per year from 2018 to 2022, according to a new report from the American Cancer Society. That's a continuation of a steady 20-year decline. The report suggests that fewer people are dying of cancer thanks to better treatments and fewer people smoking, especially when it comes to lung cancer. But there is a twist. 2020 saw a sharp drop in cancer diagnoses, down about 8%, likely due to reduced access to care and people choosing to stay home during pandemic lockdowns, leading to delayed screenings. By 2021, cancer diagnoses bounced back to normal levels. Unfortunately, we aren't making progress across the board. Some cancers like prostate, breast, and uterine cancer are on the rise, especially in younger adults. Obesity, lifestyle, and uneven access to care may be part of the reason. Beyond leading a healthy lifestyle, the best thing you can do for yourself is stay up to date with your health checkups and screenings. Early detection could save your life. With this Medical Minute, I'm Christiane Cordero.
Well, you can find fluoride everywhere, from our toothpaste to our drinking water. But the FDA recently announced that it will conduct a scientific review of children's products with the mineral by late October.
Yeah, this is with the aim of removing them from the market in total. Megan Bragg verifies what this could actually mean for your family.
A recent study published in JAMA Health Forum shows that if all 50 states stopped adding fluoride to tap water, about 1 in 3 kids could expect a cavity within the next 5 years. So how important is fluoride in our overall dental health? Our sources to answer this: the American Dental Association, family physician Dr. Carla Robinson, and cardiologist Dr. Pyle Coley. The FDA's new plan is to phase out fluoride supplements you eat or drink, not products like toothpaste or mouth rinses. Both doctors highlight the role it can play in our daily care.
Fluoride is really important to protect our teeth because it does sort of 2 things. It prevents demineralization of our teeth, and it also helps with remineralization of our teeth.
We all utilize fluoride, either whether it's in our toothpaste or, in our drinking water, or for some who it's not available in their drinking water, maybe supplements.
The American Dental Association says that if you're living somewhere that doesn't have fluoride in the drinking water, you probably need a fluoride supplement. But when it comes to children, what amount of fluoride is considered safe? Robinson mentions that while it can be dangerous in large amounts,
it can cause problems with the teeth, ironically, when used in higher amounts than recommended, or it can also cause problems with the bones. The amount of fluoride that we're typically exposed to in our drinking water or in our toothpaste is so far beyond so beneath that level. And so in general, fluoride in regular normal applications is very safe to use and doesn't really put you at risk for those complications.
Now, if you have concerns, you're urged to contact your dentist for guidance in making the best protection plan. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Have you ever noticed that when it's really hot outside, you maybe don't feel as hungry? Well, there's actually a reason for that. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic said that it has something to do with the thermic effect of food. They said that in the summer, people are usually more active, so they may not be as hungry. Some people may also be more body conscious and opt to eat foods with less calories like fruits and vegetables. But doctors said that if you do notice an extreme appetite change, to call your doctor.
With dangerous heat and humidity on the rise, doctors are now sounding the alarm, urging everyone, especially the elderly and people without air conditioning, to stay cool, stay hydrated, and stay out of the sun during those peak hours. Our chief photojournalist, Sheila Whaley, is getting us some simple tips that can save lives as the temperatures soar.
Peak hours of the day, where there's direct and high sun, we should take that opportunity to seek an indoor place where we're not directly exposed to the rays of the sun. For individuals that are homeless, for individuals that don't have access to air conditioning, and as the temperature rises and the heat index goes up and the humidity is high, elderly and invalid individuals are susceptible. So if you have coexisting illnesses, specifically like heart disease, we need to take caution with the heat to remain hydrated, drinking plenty of liquids, to stay out of direct sunlight, to be in a place where cooling can occur, either through air conditioning or fans or misted water. Both caffeine and alcohol are diuretics, meaning they will cause you to urinate more, and the more that you urinate, since your fluid balance is already challenged by the heat, anything that's going to also impact that, like alcohol and caffeine, would be things that should be used in moderation. You want to wear light clothes, not be layered in something that's going to reflect instead of absorb the light, so light colors would be in order, and to not be bundled.
Consumer Reports is out with a new recommendation for the best sunscreens to protect you and your family. They've partnered with a lab that specializes in testing sunscreen to determine which are most effective at blocking those harmful rays. Topping off the list of lotions is Copper Tone Water Baby's SPF 50. And if you want some extra protection, look for clothing with UPF.
You can look for great clothing options that have UPF in them. So it's special fabrics that actually protect from the sun. So they make UPF bathing suits, tops, hats, whatever it is. Because believe it or not, a cotton shirt is just an SPF of 4.
Do check the expiration date on your sunscreen if you haven't used it since last summer, because once it expires, it is no longer effective.
Time is running out for TikTok for social media. The social media site has until tomorrow to find a new owner or risk being banned from the U.S. app stores completely.
President Trump has already extended the deadline twice, and he could do so again.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal reports that the White House had been working on a deal to transfer TikTok ownership to American investors, but the talks stalled when Trump imposed heavy tariffs on Chinese imports. This happened back in April.
If you don't have enough time to snag all of those Prime Day deals, Amazon is changing that. Its annual summer sales event is expanding to 4 days. It will now be from July 8th to the 11th. Adobe Analytics says that U.S. shoppers spent more than $14 billion during Prime Day last July. Amazon is now facing stronger competition from Walmart, Target, and even TikTok.
The old TikTok shop. Never know what you might find there, and not sure it's going to be what you actually order. All right, we're taking a live look outside right now at the Clark Tower. We'll be back in a minute. In national news, this happened in Georgia. A pregnant woman on life support delivered her baby. Adriana Smith was declared brain dead nearly 4 months ago. Smith suffered a medical emergency linked to blood clots in her brain. Her case actually drew national attention because it raised questions about Georgia's heartbeat abortion law. This law is in place in several other states in the South, which is why doctors kept Smith alive. Smith's mother said that baby Chance arrived Friday by emergency C-section. Adriana was taken off life support on Tuesday. She was also survived by her 7-year-old son.
Tyler Perry is facing a $260 million lawsuit from actor Derek Dixon. He starred in BET's The Oval. Dixon accuses Perry of repeated sexual harassment and assault, claiming that the Hollywood mogul used his power to coerce him, threatening his role on the show if he didn't comply. Perry's attorneys call the claims false and labeled this as a shakedown.
There's a new push to release R. Kelly from prison amid allegations that the disgraced singer was poisoned behind bars. Newly filed court documents claim Kelly was given a near-fatal dose of medications while in solitary confinement. His attorneys claiming a combination of anxiety and sleeping pills caused the 58-year-old to collapse in his cell before being rushed to the hospital. The filing also claims that despite doctors saying Kelly needed surgery for blood clots, he was sent back to jail. Sources told ABC News that R. Kelly was taken to the hospital for 2 days for routine medical care and was released. He's currently at the prison. Kelly is serving a 30-year prison sentence in North Carolina after he was convicted in federal court in 2021 of racketeering and violating the Mann Act, a sex trafficking law including having sex with underage girls.
All right, let's change the pace this morning on entertainment news. Tonight, the Orpheum Theater Group proudly presents a special screening of Barry Jenkins' acclaimed film, If Beale Street Could Talk.
What would it say is the real question. And how would it say it? ABC24's Alicia Renee has more what you can expect at this special screening.
Another powerful event. You know, the talk has already been talking. I get to go to the Orpheum. I get to go to the Orpheum.
We're doing our annual Juneteenth community movie. This initiative started 3 years ago when we just wanted to really engage the community and the public to come down, enjoy the theater free of charge.
The Orpheum Theater is hosting a movie screening this Wednesday called If Beale Street Could Talk, but I wonder what the Orpheum has to say about it. I spoke with the director of booking and event operations, and she says the theater may be excited.
One thing that we have found is that people love to come to the Orpheum Theater. So the impact has been great for me personally, but also for the theater and the organization itself.
Dr. Talisa Franklin says this partnership is the epitome of what Juneteenth is all about.
This partnership means so much to me. One thing about Juneteenth, you know, it's about being free. And we understand there's so many people in our community just don't have the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm going to the Orpheum this weekend, right? But with this great partnership, making it free for our community, it gives everybody the opportunity to experience a theater like this. This is what true freedom looks like in our community.
Not only will you experience a movie at the Orpheum Theater, but you'll play a lot of games and have a lot of fun.
We're going to have activities, we're going to have popcorn, all the nostalgia of coming to the Orpheum Theater to see a movie. That's not something you get to do every day for free. We also have a great singer, Singer B, who is a local musician. He's an up-and-coming blues artist. We're so excited to be able to share this stage with him. We're going to have some trivia and just a really great time.
And so that tells us the Orpheum is just not a place to come and enjoy a movie, enjoy a show. They're a place that really cares about our community on a greater impact level.
Joy says she's glad they never stopped.
We're still doing it. We could have just done 1 year and we could have said, you know what, we don't want to do it anymore. But we have consistently just really wanted to be a beacon in the downtown community and open our doors.
Dr. Franklin agrees and says the love makes it that much more impactful.
But when you have a community organization that's all about the community, they don't let other people dictate how we enjoy and celebrate our community. So for me, I have a special love for the Orpheum Theater because they were not one of the ones say, you know, we can't do it this year. They were adamant saying we're going to continue to use our voice for the greatness in our city. Nobody's going to tell us how we can love on people. Nobody's going to tell us when to love on them. We're just going to love on people intentionally and for real, regardless of their race, regardless of their socioeconomic, just regardless, we're just going to love. And I always tell people, Memphis, is all about loving each other. We don't need other people to tell us how to love each other. We know how to love each other because we love each other by showing it. And with many people that's coming into the Orpheum for this amazing event, they know they're going to feel the love, that they were able to come through these doors, and it cost them absolutely nothing but their time to experience something great right here in the city of Memphis, in downtown Memphis at that.
Joy says she's thankful for another first-time partnership.
We're also very happy that this is the first year the Downtown Memphis Commission will be a part of this initiative. We were our grant awardees for their Downtown Community Service Grant.
And so this is what we got to do. We got to continue to build value in the things that we have right here in the city of Memphis.
Both Franklin and Joy say you don't want to miss out.
You really get a double blessing, right? You come to celebrate Juneteenth and experience downtown Memphis at the Orpheum Theater. Bring the whole family. There are some people that's looking for a good outlet to do. This is inside in the great air condition, but more so get here, because you'll be blessed when you get here, because you may meet somebody that you did not know that may be having the answer to your problem.
Come and enjoy this wonderful theater. We are just the heart of downtown. We're historic. If you've never walked through our doors and seen the opulence of the theater itself, this is the time to do it because, again, it's free.
I'm here to get my ticket for If Beale Street Could Talk.
It's free. Come on in.
Absolutely. So you've heard it here. It's free, fun, and a great time downtown at the Orpheum Theater. I'm Alicia Renee.
You can't beat free.
Right, you can't beat free. And this is one of several free events. You kind of heard it at the end for Juneteenth, which is tomorrow, that the city is doing. So.
Yeah, and you say you've seen this movie? Not to put you on the blast here, but you have seen the movie.
I have. It's been several years since I've seen it, but it's a beautiful love story. So if you like that kind of movie that has a little love, a little drama, you may enjoy this one too.
I like a little action in my movies.
All right. Well, let's get a little action outside. What's going on out there on this Wednesday morning? Here's a live look at the flyover as the cars are moving. No traffic in sight, which is good news. We'll be right back after this short break. All right, take a look at this. We all want clean homes, but which cleaners really work and are safe for you and your family?
Some of us would just like to have some clean workstations out there. So
Amen.
I'm going to need some people in the back to watch this one. Our sister station had some store-bought brands, and they put some homemade solutions to the test as well. Everybody in the back, watch this.
All right, Diaz.
Let's go.
We all want clean homes, but with so many products available, it's hard to know what's effective and easier on your lungs. So we bought some commercial cleaners, then bleach, as well as ingredients to make our own more natural options. The first solution, equal parts vinegar and distilled water with drops of essential oils for scent. The other, a 1/4 cup rubbing alcohol, 1/2 teaspoon of Castile soap, and distilled water. We took the homemade and commercial cleaners to a lab at Indiana University, Indianapolis, to test how well they kill bacteria similar to E. coli and Salmonella.
We put the bacteria on a hard surface, like your countertop. We then sprayed it with a cleaner and wiped it down to try to get rid of that bacteria.
Dr. Jay Vornhagen, an assistant professor of microbiology, and his team then measured how much bacteria was left behind. What they found might surprise you.
They were all efficacious in getting rid of this bacteria.
His numbers showed each product knocked out more than 99% of the bacteria. However, Dr. Vornhagen said you may want to consider how you're using each product. For example, if you're cleaning kids' toys, pet products, or working on your food, vinegar and Castile soap are safer to ingest. On the flip side, bleach can also serve a purpose.
If you're working with a high contamination surface, like a toilet or maybe a shower, some of those stronger cleaners are definitely appropriate.
The team also tested one more product against the bacteria, plain old water.
The mechanical action of wetting a surface and wiping it down does a lot of the work to get rid of those bad bacteria. And over 99.99% of those bacteria were removed just by doing that.
However, he added that this should not be considered an adequate cleaning method, as the bacteria is likely still alive, just moved around. Information to help clear up your next cleanup.
Now, what about viruses? Well, we did not test these products for how well they kill viruses because the lab just isn't set up for it. However, Dr. Bornhagen said a lot of solutions should work against viruses because the killing mechanisms are the same.
Now, you may have already noticed, but gas prices are climbing. It comes as the conflict between Israel and Iran intensifies. Gas Buddy predicts that prices could rise more than 30 cents a gallon by the 4th of July. That's due to the skyrocketing cost of oil. Some oil infrastructure appears damaged as the two sides exchange strikes. Iran is one of the top oil producers in the world. Experts believe gas prices could rise even more if Iran decides to block the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, according to Gas Buddy, the cheapest gas prices here in Memphis are at the Costco on Hacks Cross. That's $2.39 a gallon. Got me a Costco card. Sam's Club on Winchester for $2.39 a gallon. Got me a Sam's card, too. And the Mapco on Kirby Parkway for $2.45 a gallon.
Not bad. A power battle in the battery industry. Duracell is suing rival Energizer over what company leaders say are misleading claims about battery life. In a new lawsuit, Duracell alleges that Energizer's new ad campaign falsely states its Energizer Max batteries outlast Duracell Power Boost batteries by 10%. But the company says that was from one study that does not account for all industry standards. Duracell wants the ads to stop and monetary damages. Energizer has not commented on the lawsuit just yet.
Kraft Heinz announced it will remove all artificial colors from its brands. The condiment maker claims that's going to happen effective immediately. It will not launch any new products in the United States with artificial dyes, and it will remove synthetic dyes from existing items by the end of 2027. The company claims nearly 90% of its current products are already free of FDNC colors. Kraft Heinz product lineup includes Heinz ketchup, some Jell-O, Capri Sun, and much more. Artificial colors were removed from Kraft mac and cheese, by the way, in 2016.
All right, here's a good one. Staying Alive is one of the classic songs that experts say train us for the perfect rhythm to perform life-saving CPR.
I remember that the most from that episode of The Office.
Yes.
Where Michael doesn't know the song. And in New York, a beloved soccer coach is alive today thanks to some quick-thinking Good Samaritans who knew exactly what to do when that happened. So that story is actually very interesting about the fact that they were able to sing the song and perform the CPR on him and save his life. Again, it reminded me when I first read this story about that episode of The Office where they're trying to do that on one of those dummies. But here's ABC's Daddy New with that whole story.
I guess you could say a soccer coach's job is to be aware of everything happening on the field.
I remember the first half, halftime. I remember all that perfectly. Everything right up to, and then it's kind of like a light switch.
So when Southern Tier football coach Andrew Pillblad suddenly collapsed during a game against upstate New York's Wilson High School recently, you can see it was Wilson head coach Paul Herman who immediately began sprinting his way.
I realized real quickly, he's in a really bad place. That's when I was screaming across to, other people to help me.
Soon he got that help. Herman was joined by parents, including one who was a nurse, to start giving CPR to Pillblad. Meanwhile, you can see other parents like school secretary Claire Simpson started running through the halls to grab an AED, which is a type of defibrillator.
As soon as I heard the word heart, I knew that we had to do something. Yes, I ran my fastest.
Paramedics arrived shortly, transporting Pillblad to a local hospital where he remained for a week. Now, almost 2 weeks later, doctors are still trying to figure out why this happened, especially since Pillblad says he had no previous health issues. But what he does know?
If it was a trained group of professionals, it'd be a miracle. The fact that it was just people. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
In the meantime, Pillblad hopes, perhaps not surprisingly, that his story inspires others to get CPR and AED certified. The American Red Cross says it trains nearly 4 million people every year in first aid, CPR, and AED classes.
You can have a chance to learn it, get to know it, and maybe you'll be the person saving someone's life.
And the Wilson High School coach who first ran over there, Paul Herman, he says he's now going to plan a team bonding activity for all of his players that will be centered on learning CPR together. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Dan New.
All right, take a look at this beautiful photo that our viewer Philip Webster sent in. This was his view from a couple of days ago. Philip, we can always count on you to make sure that you're sending us all of these beautiful photos. That sky looks incredible.
Yeah, if you want to show off your photos, your view, you can join our Weather Watchers Facebook page, or you can text us your photos. That number is 901-321-7520. All right, you're taking a live look right now using our Midtown camera overlooking the downtown area. You can see some clouds in the sky. It's going to be a warm one today. We'll be back with much more right after this quick break.
Before we let you go this morning and wrap things up, we do want to show you the top 3 stories that you need to know. Up first, Memphis fire crews and police have ruled the fire at the old Daisy Theater on Beale Street as an accidental fire. Crews were called to the scene this morning at around 1:30. We have learned that the fire was caused by an electrical issue. Thankfully, no one was inside, no one was hurt. It looks like most of the damage is in the inside near the front of this building. But this is the second iconic building downtown to burn since Claiborne Temple burned down in April.
Your second top story, the woman accused of trying to auction off Graceland will learn her fate today in federal court. Lisa Finley is set to be sentenced after pleading guilty to mail fraud. Investigators believe that Finley forged documents and signatures. She filed a fake deed with Shelby County as well, according to investigators. Prosecutors recommend 57 months in prison.
And finally, Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris will sign an executive order today to end solitary confinement at the jail. The new rule limits time alone to 15 days and gives inmates more time outside their cells. This change also follows international human rights standards and aims to improve mental health and safety for both inmates and staff.
And here's something fun for you before we let you go. Joey Chestnut will be returning to the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. If you don't know, this is the dude who eats a ton of hot dogs. The champion eater had been a staple at the event, but was banned last year after he struck a deal with a plant-based food company called Impossible Foods. But on Monday, Chestnut pledged his allegiance to Nathan's famous hot dogs, which host the competition each year. Chestnut has won the award, the mustard yellow belt, as it's called, 16 times. In 2021, he ate a record 76 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. You know who absolutely hates Joey Chestnut?
Who?
His stomach. His guts hate him. His intestines can't stand him.
And I don't know how he does it year after year after year after year after year. I mean, it's insane that he's able to do it, that he can stomach it. Get it? That he can stomach the competition.
That was not good. So there's a trick to like soaking it in water to make it go down
Yeah,
easier or whatever.
all of that.
But still, 76 hot dogs. I can't eat 2 hot dogs because personally I think that they get kind of nasty. It's like it's a hot dog. You know what all's in it. The fact you put 76 of them things in your mouth, guzzling them down, your stomach hates your guts, man.
More power to him. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me either. All right, thank you so much for joining us on 24 Plus. I can promise you one thing, we're not about to go stuff our face with hot dogs.
Absolutely not. Maybe a cup of coffee or some water for you, you know. There you go. Got it ready.
Be more like me.
Drink more water, but also stay with us. We're going to do this every single day. You can find us at the same time at about 7:03, but make sure to follow us on social media as well so you can keep up with the latest news.
And you can also look up ABC24 Memphis on anything you watch. You can do it on your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Apple TV, and you can use your Apple App Store and Google Play Store to find our apps as well. You can watch us on all those places for free. That's right, we said for free.
We love it. Free, free, free. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later.
All right. Have a great day.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 24 Plus app everywhere you stream.